Hey guys, it's Joe from GadgetryTech.com. Today I'm really excited to be talking about this product you're about to see because if you follow the channel, if you subscribe to it, or if you just stopped by in the past, you'll know that I'm a pretty big audio guy. And lately, I've been really enjoying covering gaming headsets, a lot of them being for Xbox. So the common complaint I've had about wired headsets in the past, before I get ahead of myself, is you lose a lot of control on the audio. You don't get the game to chat mix, you don't have mic side tone, etc. So a lot of the times you are forced or strongly suggested to get a wireless headset for gaming if you want to do all those controls. So Turtle Beach has had this audio controller in the past. It was $40, plugs into a controller, and it gives you some additional control and flexibility with your audio setup should you want more than just plugging in a pair of headphones or a headset. Today is exciting because this is the Recon controller from Turtle Beach. This is only $60. It's available in white or black. And it, to me, is one of the biggest accessory launches this year for Xbox. There's a lot of stuff that comes out for Xbox. There's a lot of hype about different things, of course. A lot of talk about games, different controllers, headsets, storage drives, etc. This is kind of like a sleeping giant, if you will. And I'm going to show you why, because if you notice, I have a few headphones next to me. But I want to start with the basics. So this is only $60. Again, like I said, white or black. It's laid out pretty well. Now, what's really cool about this controller is the features that you get standard with it. So you get mappable buttons on the back with different profile presets. You get custom EQ. You get microphone side tone or mic monitoring, adjustability, a low speed precision aim mode. So there's 4 different profiles where you can choose how strong the precision mode is. But when it's enabled, you can hold the right paddle, and that reduces the sensitivity of your right joystick depending on what profile quite extensively. So if you want high pace for close action, but you want more precision on your sniping, you can hold that button down. And then of course you have your volume, game to chat mix, etc. So there's a lot of stuff there. Now this is meant for Xbox Series S, Series X, but it does work on Xbox One. There is a share button built into this. So again, this is a 2021 launch. It's pretty nice. So there's some rubber grips on the side. There's textured triggers and bumpers. Feedback is really, really solid. The joystick tension isn't, it's not loose, but it's not as extreme as the Elite Series 2 on the max tension setting. It's kind of like a really comfortable spot in the middle, which helps reduce stick drift or dead zone, and still giving you the precision that you need, but you don't have the thumb fatigue if you're playing for long periods of time. USB-C detachable. This comes with a 10-foot long USB-C to USB-A cable. Works on PC, works on Xbox. On PC, it shows up as an Xbox controller, and you still get to use the audio capability of this controller. Being that I strongly focus on audio, a lot of this review is going to be focused on that. But first I want to cover the basics. Keep in mind, this controller isn't for everybody. If you need a wireless controller, this isn't it. It's not priced accordingly, but it's going to give you a lot of cool features that I think for $60 is a steal, because their $40 audio only controller isn't as elaborate as this on the audio side. So for 20 extra bucks, not only do you get more control, but you get a really rockin' controller. So as far as gaming experience go, I play a lot of Warzone, I play a lot of FPS games, and I was able to jump into this controller a lot faster than I expected. I use an Elite Series 2, and I use the tall stick on the right thumbstick because I like high sensitivity. I used to use Control Freak in the past, so it took a little bit of adjustment. However, this stick, they used really, really good joysticks on this controller. So if you're concerned about, the audio features are cool, the custom button mapping is cool, but at the end of the day, if you like to play competitively, the most important thing is how good these are and how responsive the buttons are. I can tell you the thumbsticks on this are absolutely top notch. They have the tightest zero zone, if you will, that I've seen. Basically, if you flick the stick and it returns to center, how close is it to actual center measured? And I do a lot of tests on this, and this was extremely tight, like 0.002. When you compare it to the Elite Series 2, which has been known to have stick drift issues, etc., that goes to 0.01 to 0.008-ish. It's actually noticeably worse than this. So if you're looking for that tight precision, this isn't a downgrade in any way. In fact, it's an upgrade to most controllers you'd be used to. The only one that I found that had a tighter joystick capability was the Fusion Pro, I believe it's called, or the Power A Pro controller. It's like $100 something, but doesn't have any of the audio features. So either way, this is going to give you excellent capability on the FPS side. Buttons, triggers are good, the bumpers are good. There are no trigger locks on this, so if you're concerned about trigger locks, you don't get that. I didn't expect that at this price point because a real good trigger lock doesn't just lock the movement of the trigger, but when you do partial, it's supposed to automatically send 100% trigger pull, because if you play games like Warzone and use, let's say, a Power A controller, those have trigger locks, but you squeeze it, and once it bumps the trigger lock, your vehicle is only driving at 30% max speed. So I don't really care that this doesn't have a trigger lock, because it would have increased the price, I think, too much to implement correctly and actually be usable. The only thing I notice on this is the D-pad requires a little bit more firm press than I'm used to, and because you have all these audio controls up top, the start button and the back button, if you will, or that secondary button on the controller, they're lower than normal. So if you're used to hitting that button a lot, you know, on Call of Duty or Warzone, I pull up the map a lot, and I always tap the map to kind of ping things. Well, I ended up turning the volume down, or even turning on superhuman hearing mode, because my thumb kind of, by habit, goes to that area. So the good thing is all of that is more of a habit, and it's a behavioral thing that you can get over, but it's not so much the fault of the controller. They had to put the button somewhere. The last thing I want to point out, because I talked about precision, I don't know if this was just dumb luck, coincidence, or a quietly intentional thing, but my only gripe I've had with aftermarket controllers is I lose the thumbstick support, the extended thumbstick, which is why I love the Elite Series 2 so much. This fits perfectly with the Control Freak thumbsticks that work on the Xbox One controllers. That's awesome. So I have a lot of these because I used to use them extensively before I got the Elite 2, and now I get the precision aim that I'm used to, but I get all the awesome audio features that this controller is intended for. So comfort's good, it's extremely lightweight, only 300 grams. Honestly, the build quality is solid, and it does have vibration, so if you're concerned about vibration, you're good there. This is a solid controller purely on the performance side at $60. So I just want to express the value just in that alone. Now, the real kicker with this, and the reason why I am so excited about this, is the audio stuff. And PlayStation people have had the advantage of being able to buy PC headsets using the Antlion Mod Mic with a professional audio headphone, because you can use either Bluetooth on PlayStation or do multiple audio sources at once. Xbox people were kind of stuck with just, if it didn't work on the combo port, or you couldn't get the audio from optical, that's basically it. So this is a game changer, and I'm going to get into the Pro headsets, but I want to talk about, we're going to build our way up, because I want to show you where this is going. This is the Recon 500. This headset I reviewed in the past, and it's a steal at 80 bucks. This has 60 millimeter drivers. Thing absolutely pounds. Very flat, neutral, mid-bass strong headset. It's super clear, extremely comfortable. I paired it with this first because I assumed that they had, you know, Recon, maybe they were meant to work together. This is kind of a match made in heaven. So the only downside to a wired headset like this, like I said, is you lose the game to chat mix. You don't hear yourself speak. None of that really works well unless you have an audio mixer like this. So I have 4 different microphone side tone adjustments. All I have to do is hit the mode button. And as I do that and I illuminate the headphone icon, I can then hit select, and the 4 dots on the controller will actually show me which preset I'm in. 4 dots has the strongest microphone side tone, and I can actually hear myself speak pretty well. So that's a new feature add on a headset that was basically just audio and a microphone. So then you have the EQ presets. Now you have the Turtle Beach signature sound, which to me actually makes the Recon 500 sound even better because it opens up the highs just a little bit more, which to me was the only thing lacking with certain FPS games. So it brings all that clarity back. Then you have bass boost, bass and treble boost, and vocal boost. Vocal boost was excellent on a different headset, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So you get the different audio presets. Then you have superhuman hearing. You tap that button and the little S lights up, and these things get like 20% louder, and you really just hear everything. It doesn't kill the bass so much. You know, the Stealth 700s, when you enable superhuman hearing, it reduces the bass quite a bit. This still has good bass. It still sounds excellent. You hear everything. The audio controls seriously are amazing. Then I get the game volume on the left-hand side and the chat volume on the right-hand side. If you go chat all the way up, it cuts all game volume so you can hear your friend speak very clearly. Then you just tap it down and all of a sudden the game volume is back. When you're in the mid setting for either volume or game chat, there's a little tone so you know you're right halfway point. Just makes dialing it in really well. Honestly, for 60 bucks, this is so solid. Everything worked perfectly. I couldn't believe how precise the joysticks are for gaming. I felt competitive. And these audio settings are absolutely huge. They really are. And the amp built into this is actually pretty powerful because I want to show you why I am so excited, more so than just being able to make something like the Recon 500 sound better. Turtle Beach knows that not everyone wants to use a Turtle Beach headset or an Xbox specific headset. So the goal of this was to give you audio controls for everything, right? These are the III TMA2s. These are the HDs. This is a $300 headphone only. No microphone on it, right? But thanks to Antlion and this little adapter, I can plug it in to the controller. I'm going to do that now. This is why this is huge, guys. See that bad boy? So now I have a headphone and microphone. The Antlion mic, this is the uni mic. I can plug into the controller, the little Y adapter. So as you can tell, I'm an audio guy, so this rest of the review is going to be focusing on audio for a little bit, then I'll give you final thoughts. So just a warning. So now my microphone's connected, right? I'm going to put this headset on. Let's put this on. Now I attach the mic, and this one I mounted the mic on this side because I use a wireless version for PC. Now I have a gaming headset all blacked out. Incredible sound quality, really bright, really detailed. I pulled the audio cord out of these headsets because they're detachable. It's just too many wires to, it'll be a mess to try to present it. So, but I would plug the audio headset into this, and now I have a full gaming headset with studio quality sound. So the possibilities are endless. That means any headphone or headset you want to use, you can use on this. It powers it extremely well. Then you get all the other cool things like chat mix, mic side tone, the EQ settings, and a lot of clean volume. No hiss, no pops, crackles. It's just great. The microphone pickup's really good too. It didn't add any hum or hiss. I did a lot of audio recordings for different headsets. Mic sensitivity isn't like a full 100% in my opinion with some headsets, but it's still crystal clear and more than loud enough. I can talk quietly and my friends still hear me. So this is where I want to show you just how crazy you can get with this stuff. I'm going to take the mod mic off those guys. So these bad boys, they're crazy looking, right? These are the HiFi HE 1000 SEs. They're $3,500. Open back planar magnetic headphones. They're a beast. They sound insane. Now I use these for my music listening during the day. They obviously are quite a different looking headset. But I could never really enjoy them for gaming because no one could hear me speak. I play on Xbox a lot. So unless I played on PC, I couldn't benefit from this. I put the little mod mic mount on here. This is like 60 bucks. Magnetic, snaps in. Now normally I would have the two audio cords coming out of this to plug into the controller. I plug into my Y adapter. This is why I'm excited, guys. So I got a $60 controller, right? I'm competitive. I kick butt with it. Now I'm enjoying the best sound quality you can imagine with all the controls a gaming headset normally gives you. So this is why this controller to me is the biggest deal for Xbox owners, because the sky's the limit now. You're not stuck with gaming headsets anymore. You can build and customize your own. This is obviously a much more extreme, much more expensive setup. You don't need to spend this much to benefit from it. But whether you buy a $100 headset or an $80 headset from Turtle Beach or other brands, you know, I use the EPOS headsets too, and I've tested that, works great. It doesn't matter what you spend. The fact is you spend $60 on the controller, now you can use whatever you want and benefit from that. And I think that's absolutely incredible. I love the features on this. Button mapping is super simple. You have 4 profiles for button mapping. And I wish I had 4 because I'm used to the Elite Series 2, but again, $60. The 2 that are there work great. It's extremely comfortable and light. And that about covers it, guys. I spoke a lot about this controller because I'm more excited about the audio than anything else, but it would have been a deal breaker if the controller didn't perform well. It's like, yeah, I finally get great audio, but now I can't aim, or the buttons don't feel right, something's wrong. No problems with it. That's a home run controller, in my opinion. They really surprised me. I always have low expectations of third-party controllers because typically the performance aren't as good as the factory ones, first-party ones from Xbox or PlayStation, for example. For their first controller that I've seen for Xbox, at least I don't know how long ago. If I'm missing some, feel free to drop me a comment. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But this is big. Yeah, so I hope you guys found this helpful. I rambled a little bit because I'm just so excited on this. Now, I honestly, as soon as I put these on, the biggest smile on my face. The games just sound totally different. But you can use the Recon 500, which honestly for 80 bucks and 60 all in, to get that level of performance and features and everything is absolutely insane. It's a great value. So huge kudos to Turtle Beach. They did send this to me for review, but if you follow the channel, you'll know that I purchase over half the stuff I cover. Just some people work with me and some don't because I'm a smaller channel. So big thanks to Turtle Beach for sending this. That wouldn't influence my decision. Like I said, the only gripe I had is the D-pad needs a little bit more pressure. But overall, it's a solid controller. I can't imagine people really having any problems with this. There's no firmware updates. Just plug it in and go, kick some ass, and enjoy whatever you listen to. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe. We have a lot of stuff that I keep catching up on. I was sick for a while, but I am going to be reviewing those HiFi HE 1000 SE headphones. And I got a lot of other cool stuff coming out as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.